Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg as we bring you the NBA on 2K Sports. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Pierce and KG at the 3 and the 4. Rondo and Allen make up the backcourt, and Perkins. Coach Phil Jackson, Clark, you were telling me, born in Montana, grew up in North Dakota, and, he was a guy that has a real varied background.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he was a multi-sport athlete. Football, baseball, track and field, and, of course, basketball. Led his high school teams in basketball to 2 state titles.
Back in Williston. The first one falls. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. And Jackson ended up going to the University of North Dakota. He majored in religion, philosophy, and psychology.
That's interesting, Kevin. You wonder if that course of study helped prepare him for his future in coaching, and I think it did, because he's a master at managing the different personalities of his team.
And let's go to Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have for us?
Kevin, it's been well documented that Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant had a tumultuous relationship as teammates in Los Angeles. And Kobe said, looking back at their relationship, the biggest mistake I made was responding to what he was saying about me. Once I responded, now that made it seem like I was a part of that whole thing, as opposed to just staying quiet, which is what I've been doing the last few years. Let him say what he needs to say. Guys, probably a smart strategy by Kobe.
The animosity between those two tore apart a great team. Now that Kobe's winning again, I guess he's more comfortable talking about it. That free throw missing.
Powell heard the word soft and rumblings that he got manhandled by the Celtics in the finals. He started lifting weights 2 to 3 times a week for the first time in his career.
How about that?
Yeah, he didn't want to get that sand kicked in his face anymore.
Yeah, it paid off.
Yeah, it has.
So neither attempt will fall that time for him. Celtics on offense. Deflects the pass. Pass to Pierce. Shoots over Kobe. And again, Paul Pierce. Pierce has got his second bucket of the night. We were just talking about Gasol. What took him so long, you think, to hit the weights?
It's a personal call there, Kevin. I'm not really sure, but he clearly feels like it's made a difference, so he'll continue to do it. Gasol said last season that he felt he was very, very tough. Phil Jackson's response to that? 2 varies is too many, in his opinion. He's very tough, not 2 varies, according to Phil.
One aspect of the Celtics game that has been so strong of late is, Clark, their defense. And, they tied the Lakers for 5th best defensive efficiency in the NBA last season. I mean, they've been good for a long time on defense, and they carried that through again last year.
Well, when you've been as good as they have been, that's where you need to be solid on a consistent basis to win a championship. When you have Pierce on the outside and Garnett clogging up the middle, it gets very difficult to score points on the Celtics.
And the first one drops. The Lakers making a switch here. Blake's checked in. And so he hits both. One of the stories last season, Clark, in the playoffs for the Lakers was after that early scare to the Thunder of Oklahoma City in the first round, the Lakers really turned it up in the playoffs. In fact, it was that Game 5. They kind of rebooted. They kind of found themselves.
Yeah, they certainly did. Sometimes you have to have your back against the wall. You've got to go through that crucible of almost losing an important game in the playoffs to be able to get your second win and to gain that extra wave of confidence. And that's kind of what happened with the Lakers. I mean, anytime you face a team like the Thunder that has the leading scorer in the league in Kevin Durant, it's not going to be easy. And the Lakers saw that to be true, and yet they were able to work through that.
Thunder had those young legs.
And a lot of confidence.
Yes.
And an unbelievable building.
They didn't blink. They did not blink.
Not at all. They were relishing the opportunity, thrilled to be in the playoffs, but they felt like they could not only play with the Lakers, they felt like they could beat the Lakers, Kevin.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Guys, I caught up with Doc Rivers for a minute. He's counting on getting a strong defensive performance out of his team today. He said it's something we've come to rely on. Our defense is really where it all starts for us. Let's see what they do, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. And Clark, how often do we hear this from coaches?
A lot, Kevin. You know that. A lot of times that's all coaches want to talk about is defense. It gets you easy scoring opportunities off long misses, steals, and block shots, and get you into transition if you defend well.
And the Celtics making a change here. Clark, back to that postseason matchup. I mean, sweeping the Jazz is no easy feat, given you have to win 2 in a row up in Salt Lake City at the Energy Solutions Arena.
No, not easy at all, but you talk about that series against the Thunder. The Lakers had to win a 5th game on the road on a last-second shot. Sometimes, Kevin, that can catapult you to a higher level of performance in the next series, and I think that's what you saw with the Lakers when they got away from the Thunder and then were able to sweep the Jazz.
Jazz just didn't have the size to compete. Here's Blake. Barnes. It's dumped off. Kobe works against Allen. Kobe against Allen. Barnes. Pierce covering. And again, no good by the Lakers.
You know, Pierce, to me, is a very underrated defender, Kevin. He takes on the opposing team's biggest perimeter threat more often than not. And he's a big reason the Celtics are one of the best defensive teams in the league, too.
Allen, that's good. Here's Blake. 10 points separating the teams. Outside Odom. Gasol backing down to end the run, and it's laid up and in. Gasol's got his first basket. You know, Clark, Paul Pierce, such an interesting player. He doesn't look super athletic, but he's effective at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he's not a guy that blows you away with his physique or his definition, but he is a baller. And that's what it's about. It's not about physique. It's not about what you look like. It's about what can you do as a player, and Pierce does plenty.
Doc Rivers now entering his 12th season as an NBA head coach. He won the Coach of the Year in his first season. You may recall Clark as a head coach in Orlando.
And he's added a championship in Boston.
O'Neal. Here's Allen. Gasol with the rebound.
That's not something you'll see very often. Got the mid-range jumper he wanted, but off target.
Here's Blake. Defended by Allen. Blake misses. And Clark, for Rivers, who never won a championship as a player, must be a special feeling to finally win one as a coach.
I'm sure it's extremely gratifying for somebody like Doc, who had a terrific NBA career, got close to a championship as a player, but has been able to lead a team and an organization to the highest mountain. They're really giving them all they can handle here. The defense is having a hard time keeping up.
Back to Gasol. O'Neal's there. With 2 seconds left, Gasol no good. And we finish the first quarter of play. 2 different-looking teams in this one. It's the Celtics up 10.
They're playing lockdown D, Kevin. As a coach, you can't ask for anything more.
And we'll return momentarily. And the second quarter about to get underway. And here's Rondo. It's a 10-point game. So with Gasol on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. Odom plays the 4 with Bynum at the center. Derek Fisher out there with Brown and Artest. Now here is Davis. Here's Perkins. It's a little short, but gets the friendly roll. Here's Fisher, down by 12. Brown with the screen on Rondo. Fisher, the pass to Brown. Nails it from the wing. Brown's got his first 2 points of the night. And here are the Celtics now. Now Rondo. Wafer. He's covered by Brown. Clock at 4. 2 seconds left. The shot by Pierce will not go. Here are the Lakers, trailing by 10. Paul Pierce, the 10th pick in the 1998 draft, and what a great selection, Clark, for the Boston Celtics.
You know, Kevin, from day one, it appeared as though Paul Pierce played as if he had something to prove, and he's proven that he's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the great players in Boston Celtics history.
Now here's Rondo. Tipped.